Okay, here's the tutorial for configuration 1 of the CSWA sample 2. As we look at this, we need to identify, since it's a round circular shape, that we can use revolve to take this profile over here and revolve it around. And we'll put our origin here in the middle. Take note that these diameters will be used, we'll take them in half. We're just going to draw everything above this horizontal line. So the overall height of our sketch will be half of 890. This point here on the corner will be half of 800. Now that can also be defined by this 45 as well. So if you get a driven dimension, you just have to drop one of those. It doesn't need both. And then the distance from the horizontal line to this corner here is going to be half of this 200. Right? So I've already set up my drawing in millimeters, and I've already put my material in. I'm going to go from the right side just because when it makes this revolve from the right side, this will be my front view. So we'll go from the right side, make a sketch. Right, then what I like to do is use some center lines, and I think what it does, it helps us kind of construct things. So I made a center line that passes through the origin. Then I'm going to go ahead and make another center line. Hopefully my computer speeds up a little bit. It's a little doggy today. And then I'm going to make a vertical. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw out that basic shape, right? Now I've already seen this part several times. Right, so I'm just going to kind of draw this out. It goes something like this. Right, it goes up here, comes over. Then it comes down. Notice that a lot of these relations are popping up. I see perpendicular, and it's not calling for any of that. So if you don't click there, don't be fooled into that. Just bring it over here. Right? Otherwise, you're going to have to delete that relation. Right? I'm going to mirror this, but before I mirror it, I'm going to put in some of those dimensions. So the overall height is half of the diameter that was given in the front view. So if I go from here to here, it's going to be an 890, and I just put it right in. Oops. Get in there. Interesting. Not even touching the keyboard right now. 890 divided by 2 will give me that height there. Right? If you remember, this one was half of 200, which you could probably do in your head, but get in the habit of just putting in what they give you. Right, and I'm going to throw some dimensions that I remember on here. This was supposed to be 30 from the center point. And then when you're doing angles, right, so once you get into geometry, basically, I can make this 15 degree off of any horizontal. Right, and that'll give me what they call a transversal. Right, and I can go from this vertical to here. And that's a 15. I believe all the angles are 15. Right, so this here, make sure you're clicking the line at a point, be a 15 as well. And I believe this, I'm just doing this from memory, so just make sure you're referencing your drawing. This should be a 20. I believe this to here was a 30. Alright, and that's probably about, oh, what I think from here to here. Oops. And I'm hitting escape to get out of that. From here to here is a 61. And then this guy was a 45. Alright, so it started to take shape. What I'm missing right now is the width of this guy, which if I shoot over to here, okay, looks like, okay, half of it is 81. Looks like I got pretty much all those in there. 81 is the half of the thickness. And the reason that's given is because you're going to mirror it. Right? So that's fully defined. Right? And it's nice to clean up these dimensions. Like the longer one should go on the outside. Just, you know, clarity is key. That one looks pretty good. It's 15. Right? Maybe put that 15 there. Get that off the dimension line. Maybe move this over. Just helps clean things up. Right? And then the next command is going to be mirror. I'm just going to mirror this from the right side to the left side. So mirror about is the line of symmetry. Entities to mirror. Right? Now if I just go through here and do a window, it's just going to pick up the lines. It's not going to pick up. It's not going to pick up the dimensions. Okay, so there's the shape. Now take note, down here it's on a center line. It's not completely a closed contour. I could go ahead and connect that with a solid line. And I've just found that when you hit revolve, it's going to give me a window. It's going to be like, hey man, you got an sketch is open, because it's seeing this as open. A non-thin revolution feature requires a closed sketch. Would you like to sketch the sketch to be automatically closed? So what it's going to do is actually close this for me. It's not going to do a thin feature. Right? So it's going to close that shape for me. And then really all I need to do is tell it where to spin around. So this is the axis of revolution. If I click on here, and then this is the only profile, it's going to assume that you're going to use the only profile. And it just spins it around that piece there. And do a, right? The only reason that this sketch is on is because I have it highlighted. If I just click off in space, right? Notice if I click on the sketch, it pops up. I click on the revolve, it pops up. Right? I do a Control 7. And then let's check our mask properties. We're at 1060 alloy. Should be a 116.196.83. Check your sketch for blue lines or bad dimensions if it doesn't work out that way, or maybe you put the wrong material down. Good luck.